Wow. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't know if I've ever had a team have to endure more and fight through more. And I'm not talking about the last 7 minutes. I'm talking about what they've seen for the last 9 months. And that last 7 minutes was kind of a microcosm of what we've gone through to fight uphill and find a way to battle back, down 7. Big plays by a lot of people. But like I said, this has been unbelievable. Just the guts, the heart, the toughness of this group, how they've matured that they didn't have in November. They've got it in March, and I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of my guys to my left here. I wanted to bring them with me because they were with me on Memorial Day weekend when we got that call about the Moore accident. And Dean and Joe went to Ann Arbor with me. I think there's no doubt we've had some special help from above with Jen and Jaden through this. How ironic that the final difference is 4 points and the 4 more slogan that we've had all year. And as soon as I can, I'm going to take that trophy over to see Howard and let him rub it and kiss it and hold it. But I can't be more proud of these 3 guys that they've been hell and back over the last 9 months with what we've had to face as a team, personally. They've stuck together. They've been phenomenal. I don't have words to describe how good they've been. And the team has been a reflection of the leadership and the guidance they've got from these guys. Always good to have great players as your assistant or former great players, because the coaches and the team listens to those guys, and they did a phenomenal job of helping me guide them along the way. But so proud of our team, so proud of our guts and toughness, and with that I'll take some questions.
You mentioned the last 7 minutes being a microcosm. It's fitting, right? I mean,
yeah.
It probably couldn't have gone another way to finish like that.
And it was, the rally we made. We were giving up so many offensive rebounds, and then when I sub when Aleem got his 4th foul, put Micah back in with his 4th, with the idea we were going to hang on to Aleem for down the stretch of some mobile perimeter switching and that type of stuff, and maybe some quick threes we might need, but then Micah comes alive and gets huge offensive rebounds, keeps possessions alive. Brad hit the 3. He got a put back on one of them, and Nate got a big rebound down the stretch too. And Trice making the plays he made, got to the rim twice. And then to be able to defensively, I mean, after the first 10 minutes or so, we finally got things figured out defensively, and I thought they were below 1 point per possession for the game. We just needed to find a way to get the ball in the basket, which we did down the stretch.
Does anything surprise you that this team has anyone at this point?
No, Jeff, because they've been through some of life's worst. So anything they were going to, as I told them inside, anything they were going to face in the course of a season was not going to compare to what they have gone through in May and June and July and that whole case. So this group, like I said earlier, that didn't have the toughness and the resolve in November and part of December, and that's okay. Sometimes it takes, you got to get burnt by the fire before you learn to be fireproof, and they did that, and that's a credit to them. The resolve and the leadership we have in that locker room, Trice, Davison, Potter, Reavers, Pritzel, those older guys have they've taken ownership, and they didn't have ownership in November and December. They grew into ownership down the stretch.
Is one strength of this team the ability, like Pritzel's helped you in some games, but didn't hit shots today, Trice didn't hit shots today. Is that one strength of this team offensively?
Yeah, we don't have a star. It's a team full of stars, and we've done it by committee, and we did it by committee today. When Trice went forever, at one point I leaned down to the assistant and said, Trice hasn't made a shot, and that was midway through the second half, and then he gets 2 big ones down the stretch that were big. He was able to get inside the defense and make some plays.
I guess no 2 games are the same between teams when they play each other again, but this one maybe had some more moving pieces. Finney playing for Indiana, you guys with Micah. Right. I guess what kind of went into the preparation differently, and how do you think it kind of shook out this time?
Not a whole lot different. I mean, Trace has improved, Jackson Davis, and obviously that was their first road game. We were coming off not playing real well at the 2 games at Barclays and at NC State, so that we were trying to figure things out, and we were good at home. We weren't very good on the road or away from the Kohl Center, so that, we knew they had improved. Obviously, Finney being back, You knew Green on senior day, exactly what happened those first 5 minutes was exactly what I feared. And everything you threw up went in, and he kept throwing, he kept shooting, which he should have done. But we just needed to weather that storm. And then this was, a typical Big Ten heavyweight bout. Physical, possessions were magnified, big shots, big plays, big rebounds, and fortunately we were able to make enough of them.
You talked about Green, I guess, kind of going off in the first half there. Was there any kind of adjustment made in the second half, or just kind of the course of the game?
Guarding better. We got up into him a little better at, what do you go, 6 for 10? What was he in the first half?
16 points.
16, so he didn't score in the second half, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't anything magical I said at halftime. It was them figuring out, specifically Trice, I got to get a little tighter, get up into him a little bit more, which he did.
For the assistants, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought him.
Okay, he said some great things about you. You guys, how about the job he's done, kind of leading this ship when things were rocky?
Yeah, I think he had a great preparation for the coaching aspect of it from our former coach and his former boss. But what life threw at us in May, nothing can prepare you for that. Coach went through it with his dad. He got the job, so it's been through a lot. It's been through a lot personally. And, I think his family, his wife and kids, they're enjoying this moment too as much as he is, and I think he's made it about that and about the people. He never got caught up in all the hoopla that this world gives you at times, and this sport does. Recently, he stays true to who he is, from Cobb, Wisconsin. And when we went through Coach Moore's accident, he handled it just the way he should. He cared about the people. He made it about the players, about the Moore family. He made a pretty good decision, bringing my friend and teammate back, who's been a huge part of this.
Say it any better.
He's been great. I appreciate the opportunity. From the moment I remember we had our first conversation of even bringing me on board, and just the leadership and the confidence in me, and always been there, and even just looking at him and first time seeing him, this close up, coaching and weathering the storm, put basketball X's and O's aside, to be able to stay strong when everything's against you, and be able to still lead those guys in that locker room, and and have trust in us. That takes a lot, and he's been there for me from day one, even as a player, man. When we won some of the
I yelled at you more as a player.
Yeah, for sure, but I appreciate you. Love you too, Coach. Love you.
Yeah, they talk about this team's resiliency, and it starts right here. Because whenever we've gone through anything, he's stayed the course. He's always never got distracted from what we're trying to do. Always kept everybody calm. Always kept us on the same path. He deserves the way we're playing right now.
That's the coach of the year right there.
Yes, sir.
My vote twice. Like that.
Any other questions? Stay here, we'll bring student athletes in here too.
Thanks, Chris.